Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be on the Vault to the RX 9070 XFX. I'm going to be using 9000X3D. I'm going to be using 32GB of DDR5 6,000MHz RAM. I'm going to have all the system specs in the description below for you guys to see. Alright, let's get into the video. To do the on the Vault, guys, you're going to have to press Alt-R. You're going to get this screen here. Then you go to Performance. You go to Tuning. And then you go to Custom here. Press custom, you put all of these on here. The minus 90 voltage offset here. Then I put the power limit to minus 30 here. And then for my max frequency here, I did 2700. It might not work for you guys, these settings, so you're going to have to tweak them a little bit. Maybe this is, too aggressive here. You might need to turn this down. This might be too high for you guys, so you might need to turn this down. This should be completely fine, I think. And yeah, but after you've done all of these, just apply settings right there. And then if you guys want to go back to default settings, you just press this here and everything goes back to default. Right, here we have The Last of Us Part 2 remastered in 4K, ultra settings, FSR quality, and we're seeing around 4 to 5, maybe even 6 FPS difference between stock and on the Vault here. And also we're seeing around 75 watts difference in the power draw here between the two. We also are seeing around 500 RPM less on the Vault here, so the card is way quiet as well. As you guys could hear before, I did put the sound test one after the other, so you guys could hear the difference, and it's really significant. I'm not gonna, especially on this model here. This model out of the box is really loud, so we seem to be getting the same exact temperature, but the fan speed went down by 500. So you can always put the fan speed a little bit higher and just get better temps out of it. Basically, I do recommend tweaking your thing a little bit as well, so you can get a little bit more performance here and maybe pull a little bit more power. But I just wanted to see how much power we can really shave off here and still get pretty decent performance. So these cards seem to have really high memory temp, even when we're not even pulling that much power here. It just seems to be, I don't know, either a design issue or something, because generally all of these 9070 even XT models have the same issue. Still not too bad, but I would say it's it's still pretty high, to be fair. Right, so we got Forza Horizon 5 4K ultra settings playing with TAA. We're seeing around 10 FPS difference here between stock and on the Vault here. Seeing around the same core temperature, around the same memory temp here as well. We are seeing around 600 RPM less on the fans here on the Vault. And like I said before, guys, I do recommend raising it a little bit by yourself just to get even better temperatures, because you can definitely get better temperatures here. And we're seeing around 75 watts difference here as well. But yeah, 10 FPS is quite significant here, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Yeah, just honestly tweak the settings a little bit, guys, honestly, so you can get pretty much the same performance, but maybe have like 40 watts less or something like that. Because here it's just like I said before, just try to get the lowest amount of power drawn here just to see how much performance we're gonna get. But yeah, it's around 10 FPS we're gonna be losing in this game at least. So right, we got The Last of Us Part 1 running 4K ultra FSR quality here. We're seeing around 6 FPS difference here between stock and on the Vault. Still seeing around 75 watts less here on the Vault, around the same temperatures as well. 600 RPM less here on the Vault. I think this is not too bad here, especially in this game. I don't think it's as bad as it was in Forza Horizon 5, so I think here the on the Vault's not too bad, but still pretty significant here. Like 6A FPS is still pretty significant. So we are also seeing around 4 to 300 megahertz less on the GPU core clock as well. Right, lastly we have Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. We're playing with 4K high settings, FSR balance here, and we're seeing around 3 to 2 FPS difference here between stock and on the Vault here. So it's a much lower difference than we've seen in other games. That was about 10 to 6, from 6 to 10 FPS difference. So here we're seeing a pretty good difference here. So in this game it doesn't look too bad getting the on the Vault done, but yeah, in the other games it was quite a big hit. We're seeing around 5 to 600 RPM less here on the Vault, and we're still seeing around 75 watts less here on the Vault. We're also seeing about 300 megahertz here difference on the core clock. Yeah, and this game just seems to be like the best with the on the Vault, because the other games are just getting really big performance here. Alright guys, so we're at the end now, and I think, I'm not sure if it's really worth worth doing this undervolt here. Maybe do it like a -20 instead of a -30 power draw slider. I don't know, it just seems to be losing quite a bit more performance than the 9070 XT did when I did the undervolt. Go and check that video out, by the way, guys. It was a really good undervolt there, but here we are losing quite a lot of FPS, and you know, with this card you don't really want to be losing like 10 FPS. So, but yeah, I mean, you can still do it if you really want to. You know, you're using 75 watts less here, so plus, you know, the fan speed was like 600 RPM less as well, so it was much quieter, as you guys heard in the sound test. You know, it's definitely not as good as our undervolt as it was with the 9070 XT. I'm pretty sad about it, to be fair, because, you know, that was really good there, but here, except from Stalker 2, we're not really seeing, you know, that good of a thing here. So, you know, it's personal preference. If you guys want to, you know, use 75 watts less, lose about, I don't know, 6 to 10 FPS, you can't just do that and you're going to be fine. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, guys, and see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.